Hey guys, today for social studies, we are going to be writing a Thanksgiving story, but we're going to be doing it in a fun way. So, the things you need to get are a piece of paper, actually, two pieces of paper, and go and find your foam dice that I sent home with you in like September. If you can't find it, we'll make do without it. So, go grab that, pause the video. You're going to scroll down to social studies because that's where this assignment is located at. You're going to click on the globe. When you get there, this is going to pop up. So we are writing a Thanksgiving story, and we're going to need that dice. We're going to make a storyboard to write our story today, so that's what we're going to use our piece of paper for. So the first thing we have to do for our story is we've got to decide what it's about. So let's see if this will let me click on that, make it bigger. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to take my dice, and I've got my big dice right here. And the first thing I get to decide is who is my character. And you get to do this too. So on your piece of paper, you can just write down the things that you roll. So my choices are a turkey, a pilgrim boy or girl, a scarecrow, an owl, an Indian boy or girl, or a farmer. And it all depends on which number I roll. So I'm going to roll my dice. And I rolled a 3. So my main character in my story is going to be a scarecrow. So on your piece of paper, go ahead and roll your character and then write down what your main character is going to be. So you remember? Okay, now I get to roll for my setting. What time does it take place at? Is it going to be the night before Thanksgiving, during the first Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving dinner, in the early morning, the day after Thanksgiving, or at sunset? Well, I rolled a 5. So my story is taking place the day after Thanksgiving. So my story is about a scarecrow the day after Thanksgiving. Ooh, it's getting tricky. The next thing I'm going to roll for is where is it taking place? A harvest festival, the dinner table, the woods, an orchard, a pumpkin patch, or a corn maze. Roll my dice. And I rolled another 3. So my story is taking place in the woods. Oh my gosh, this is kind of creepy. A scarecrow the day after Thanksgiving in the woods. Oh, okay. My last thing I'm going to roll for is what's going to happen in my story. What kind of big event is going to happen? So if I roll 1, an exciting discovery is made, a mystery needs to be solved, an adventure takes place, someone goes back in time, something is lost, or something or someone is lost, or someone is trying to ruin Thanksgiving. So let's see. A 1. Ooh, an exciting discovery is made. Okay, so here's my story outline. I'm writing about a scarecrow. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It's in the woods, and an exciting discovery is made. Oh my goodness. So now comes the fun part. I get to plan out my story. And you are going to use the storyboard template that we used last week. So I need to remember all these things. I'm going to pull up a blank piece of paper. Since I'm using my board, I'm just going to use my whiteboard. There. Okay. So on your piece of paper, I want you to draw your storyboard outline. Remember, we drew 8 boxes across our paper. And a storyboard is just where we can draw our ideas before we write. So my story is about a character in the woods, a scarecrow in the woods the day after Thanksgiving, and an exciting discovery is made. Okay, I've got to think about how I want to lay out my story. Okay, I think in the beginning, a scarecrow. This is my scarecrow. It can be whatever you want it to look like. It's going to have a hat. Walks into the woods. So I got a trail. He's going into the woods. And I'm going to know it's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm going to make sure I mention that. So I'm going to put an arrow that goes backwards. Thanksgiving. That's how I'm going to remember it. Remember, your storyboard is whatever your story is going to be about. Day after Thanksgiving. So Maybe I start my story. Once upon a time, a scarecrow walked into the woods on the day after Thanksgiving. Okay, he's in the woods. It's really dark, kind of creepy. So here's my scarecrow going into the woods when he hears a sound. And it's going to say, squawk, way back there in the woods. And my scarecrow has really big eyes because now he's feeling scared. Ooh, I get a scared scarecrow. He heard that noise. So it was the day after Thanksgiving. He walked into the woods. Okay, sorry, I had to go ride the bus. So there was a pause. Now I'm back. I've got to retell my story to myself because I had to leave midway. All right, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Scarecrow goes into the woods. When he's walking in the woods, he hears a squawk. Now the scarecrow gets scared because he's like, what's in the woods? And then he's going to come across, hiding out in the woods, he's going to find a bunch of turkeys who are hiding out from Thanksgiving to not get eaten. So that's a surprising discovery he made. Now what's going to happen with the rest of the story? Let me think. The scarecrow offers for the turkeys to go back with him to his farm because the farmer who lives there is a vegetarian, so he doesn't eat meat. So the turkeys are going to be safe living on the farm. So I'm going to put no meat. All the turkeys decide it's a good idea to come back with the scarecrow. Here we've got the turkeys. And now they're at the farm. And everyone lived happily ever after. Now, the good thing about a storyboard is that we can go back and we can retell and we can write it down in exactly the order we have it, and we can even make adjustments. So I've already made my storyboard for my whole story. So the next part is I get to write about it. That's where you need that second piece of notebook paper, or you can even flip this one over and write on the back. So when I'm writing, I want to make sure I can go back and look at what happened first. The day after Thanksgiving, a scarecrow walks into the woods. Period. Remember, after you write down your ideas from the box, you put a period. And then I would keep writing. When the scarecrow is walking, he suddenly hears a squawk. Now I'm not going to keep writing because I want you guys to go ahead and get started on your own story. So remember, we're going to roll the dice for our characters, setting, time, and our plot, our action. You're going to make your storyboard on a piece of paper, and then you are going to write your story. I can't wait to hear and see how creative you guys are.